Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is the all-new BMW X3. Alright, all-new X3. Luxury SUVs, compact SUVs, very competitive segment. Some really good cars in there. So can the BMW X3 compete? No, it cannot.
Spoiler alert.
There's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't buy this. So, yeah. You can either turn off the video now or stick around to find out why and what you should buy instead, maybe. But let's start off with the exterior. You're a previous X3 owner.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I had a 2018 X3 M40 and I like the look of that better, and even the refreshed I like even more.
Yeah.
This, not so much.
So BMW, in my opinion, should be like elegant and a little sporty, and this is just it looks like a capybara.
Yeah, I'm hoping that a Jaguar doesn't drive down the road because that's the natural predator.
It's just gonna eat it. Good thing that brand is kind of dead anyway, so you're safe, BMW. Listen, I don't think it looks necessarily bad. It just looks cute, which I don't think that's what they're going for. But
It's a big departure from the last model, and I don't personally not in a good way for me.
No, skyscraper gray metallic. Get some interesting grille lines.
17-inch rims that, 18-inch rims that look like 17. So
Yes, which give us really nice ride quality. That's a plus, even if they don't look pretty. But I don't care. Well, I mean,
I like
wheels,
the rims.
The wheels are they look a little
Small.
Side profile is kind of awkward. Rear end's kind of awkward. And I don't think I've ever seen the French Ontario plate. That's new, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, it just listen, this is subjective. If you like it, perfect. Not my thing, but hey. You know what's less subjective, unfortunately?
The interior. So
Yeah.
let's go see.
All right, inside the BMW X3.
All new, right? Means all better.
All new, all better, all downgraded.
Jesus.
Wowzers, this is, okay, first off, let's start with something that's very subjective, and you might disagree, and that's totally fair.
Design.
Yeah, just design. I feel like there's a lot of competing shapes here. This is not very cohesive. We have triangles, we have rounds, we have edges and curves, and I'm like, I don't know, there's a lot going on. It feels a little cramped.
It's an identity crisis.
In a way, yeah, and it's, but at least it's nice to the touch, isn't it? Ooh yeah, baby, look at that. So when
Sorry, but no BMW should have this plastic here. None.
on the armrest. Yeah, so when I picked this car up, I knew we had the $250 wood option for the trim, so I was just kind of, it was night, so I couldn't see that's how much, right? I was like, where exactly is it? Until the next morning, I found it down here.
Right here.
And I gotta say, this is really nice with the glass and the wood. But you better not look anywhere else because all the other trim is CPC. It's called cheap plastic cost savings.
And this like Civic
we
carpet
your like cloth there.
fabric.
Look at this. We have a tiny piece of fake leather though. That's pretty.
It's like, I don't know. My only comparison is the car that I had, right? The 2018 6-year-old X3.
Yeah.
It had wood here. It had wood here. It had wood here. It
Metal
had leather,
switches.
beautiful leather all along the armrest. Like
This is honestly, this is barely even a luxury interior. This is
barely. The seats are. That's about it. The seats, and everything else is like
yeah.
mid.
The seats are nice, very comfortable, heated, ventilated at the same time. I like our 2-spoke steering wheel, kind of flat top, flat bottom. But honestly, if this were an Acura, I would point to this interior, the quality here, and be like, this is why it's premium and not luxury, because this is
Like
not
this whole thing is like
a
just
luxury.
a big piece of plastic.
It's one big piece of plastic. It's an awkward angle to pull and open the door with.
And this non-haptic feedback. What do you call this again?
Capacitive touch.
Capacitive touch. I don't like it at all. I can't see the green light because it's in the sun.
Yeah.
So I don't know what setting it's on.
Yeah, so that's how you set the strength, and then you have separate controls for the kind of like where it's pointing. I don't necessarily mind it, but yeah, it's just like it's not super responsive.
And it doesn't work in the back either.
Oh yeah, the rear red light just doesn't work. You just like pop, 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 pop. On the 10th time it might turn on the 10th time it might turn off. You never know. That's pretty bad, but no, we are just getting started, folks, because we have a new version of iDrive 9. And
New means better, right?
And you know what? I want to say 9 to this because screw
999.
999. This is freaking terrible. I've never seen that buggier or more broken infotainment than this iDrive 9. So where do I start on this? Phone connectivity is a widespread issue. You find that on the forums as well. It takes a long time to connect it the first time. It's actually, I had to do it like 5 times or something. And then every time I get into the car, phone connectivity is an issue. It takes a while to get there. And then once it is in there, like this replaces the Android Auto map, right? If I navigate, for some reason it's off, all offset to the side. Then the integration doesn't work well with the BMW Assist or any of the voice assists. So every time I use the voice assist, my Google Voice Assist, my radio has like a 50-60% chance of just not working anymore. So I got to then reactivate the voice assist and cancel it immediately to get my radio controls back. Speaking of phone, wireless charger doesn't really work well. Then beyond that, what was our biggest complaint with iDrive?
Convoluted menu system,
Look-
very German.
Yeah, look at this. Beautiful, right? So intuitive to use. So they were like, let's make it worse. Because this was only an issue when you set up, but not during daily driving. So the BMW engineers were like, okay, we got to really put this iDrive experience into your daily focus. So if you go into your Sirius XM controls, you now get greeted by this For You page every time you start the car, because I know you've set
Love
up
songs from the 70s.
Woo! I mean, let's get hot in here, you know?
Let me get out of the car.
I might have set up my favorites, but why would I ever want to access them, right? Let's go to the For You page. This is the same energy of like Spotify giving you your AI DJ. It's like, I don't give a shit. I've set up my favorites. So now I got to go over to another tab, then to good favorites, and now I'm playing something that I want to rewind. That's another menu you got to access. This could all be one menu. Oh, you want to go to all channels? No worries, just go back, different tab, all channels, and then it's not even on the channel you're on. So if you're on channel 120, you got to scroll down 120 channels to get to your channel and then see what's actually around you. This is so great and intuitive. Another issue, I know I keep going, I'm trying to hustle these out. The lighting controls for our displays, you know, if it's a little dark at night or a little bright. No dial. It's all in the infotainment. So you got to go through multiple menus to adjust your screens individually. If it's a little too bright, great on the highway. Just really fun.
And you know what you need to work in order for your brightness to work?
Right?
The screen needs to work.
Yeah, it's a self-solving issue because this infotainment is not stable. It just crashes. It crashed on me. All screens go black. I'm out on the road. My gauge cluster's gone. It's just a black screen. Everything's just a black screen.
You could race in this car, be like, officer, the
like,
speedometer didn't work.
So like, please give the ticket to BMW. I couldn't know. So yeah, it just crashes on you. After like 20 seconds, it realized like, whoopsie, and slowly rebooted. This is very clearly not ready for consumers. iDrive 8.5 was a really good system, which is a little convoluted, so just minor fixes would have been great. Instead, they just completely broke it. So yeah, they might fix this in 6 months, but honestly, you should maybe not even look at the 2025 X3 or any new car that has iDrive 9, because it is a terrible system.
I think that's the theme of this car. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
that could be pretty much applied everywhere in this car.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And while we're at this, I just gotta say, if you go to the BMW website right now, you know what they're promoting? A first ultra-wide iDrive from CES or something. And I was like, guys, if you make your infotainment and your tech your core feature of the car, you might as well make sure that this thing works. And this does not work. Okay.
Sitting in this just makes me want to go to an X1.
Which is unironically nicer inside.
So
and
much
it
nicer.
Works.
So much nicer. We raved about that car.
How is an X1 nicer than an X3? How is a 7-year-old X3 nicer than a brand new
It's not
X3?
just nicer, it's a lot nicer.
Yeah, it's brutal. Some positives, I guess. We have a nice sunroof.
Lots of space in the back, 2 USBs. This one does not have heated seats.
You can spec them, but you can spec better materials. You will still be treated to a Kia
they're worse.
backseat experience.
They're worse back there.
Yeah, all plastic. You got again a tiny bit of fake leather, and other than that,
the light that doesn't work.
The light that doesn't really work.
Trunk.
Certified okay. 35 cubic feet of space.
Not class leading, but
67 cubic feet with seats down. That works fine. We got grocery bag hangers too. You know,
that makes up for everything.
That makes up for it. Oh frick! You know what? Let's hope it's not garbage out on the road.
Let's go.
All right, out on the road in the BMW X3 30. We're in drive. We're going to put this, thanks to our touchscreen, into sport mode. Sport mode, yes. We're going to have red and mid lighting.
The exhaust break up a little bit.
A little bit pumped in audio. Let's see how quick this goes. We'll brake torque and see. Sounds pretty good. Oh, that was a good launch.
Good torque.
Whoa, the transmission is slow.
Whoa.
It's like chugging us forward.
Good torque though.
Yeah. That's still braking? No, we're not doing no braking.
No,
test.
let's not do that.
It's too icy. It's too icy. So yeah, this is the same 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 mild hybrid that we had in the BMW 330i. The review is actually coming in a few weeks for you guys, but let me just go back into personal. And just like in that 330, I don't mind this drivetrain. No. This is one of the few 2 liters where I'm like, you know what? It's good. It's decent. It's got power. It's got torque. It's not super intrusive in terms of audio, We have pump-in audio that we can turn off if
Yeah.
we so choose to, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, it goes. It's more than fast enough.
100%.
It's rated to 5.6 seconds.
Yeah, roughly 5.6 seconds, and 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque sent to all four wheels through an 8-speed auto, and the 8-speed auto is totally fine.
And mild hybrid.
Mild hybrid, yeah. And actually, fuel economy is really good. Right now, throughout the week that I've been driving, which is mostly in traffic, I've averaged 10.4 liters, so realistically, you can get this to 8.5, 9 liters.
That's with a lot of idling today.
Yeah, so this is, you can get some good fuel economy out of this. This is one of the 2 liters where you like actually get the benefit of it being a smaller engine. That being said, the B58 is extremely efficient itself.
Don't get me started at the B58. I was getting like 10 liters per 100 in my B58.
Yeah,
in my X3. So
yeah, you get some good engine choices.
Love that.
Some good engine choices. Speaking of M's and sports, we actually don't have any M badges in this for once.
Thank God.
So let's go back into. I don't like this being in my infotainment. Let's go into our sport mode because we want to do a handling test. It is just below freezing. The roads are somewhat wet, so we ought to be somewhat careful, but we'll see how this bad boy handles once we try to have some fun. Force the downshift. And it doesn't bite up front.
No.
But that might just be winter tires, obviously. But we also noticed that, especially compared to the 330i, which to be fair, they had the M Sport package, this is not sporty. This doesn't want to do sporty things as much. Honestly, it's the X330i. It drives totally fine for what it is. It is easy to drive. It's fine to drive. That's what it needs to do. But do you want to hop behind the wheel?
Let's go. So I will say not having this sport suspension increases our daily drivability, in my opinion.
Yes, especially with the 18-inch wheels we have on here. This ride's really nice. This rides quite comfortably. I like it. My phone's complaining about the wireless charger not working. So
you have about, 15% now? Yeah, good.
Yeah, it just keeps charging, not charging, charging, not charging. I feel like I'm reverse charging.
It's a wireless discharger.
Yeah, wireless discharger. So yeah, suspension is good, and I think noise levels overall are decent as well. I wouldn't say it stands out as being like super, super quiet.
Today was a windy day, so.
Yeah, but I would definitely, it's on par, I think, with the competitors out on the road, which leaves us with pedal calibration. Throttle's fine.
So these brakes are kind of, I haven't figured them out.
Yeah, me neither.
They're not, the 330 was brutal.
Yeah, the 330 is super jumpy, but this one is like...
They're progressive until they're not.
You just lose them at the end, it feels like, right?
Yeah.
You're like, and then at the end, you're just kind of searching. So it's a little tougher to not come to an abrupt stop. There's the pumped-in audio that we have on.
It's really loud.
But yeah, it's optional. I don't mind it too much. Tech-wise, we have...
iDrive 9 is amazing.
Except for iDrive 9. We have other tech that is controlled through iDrive 9, so when it crashes, obviously that tech fails as well. But we have adaptive cruise control with active lane centering. Works well, does its job, no complaints, no hands-free driving, but that's okay. But at a price of 57,000 US dollars, 70,000 Canadian, I just have a hard time recommending this car.
The competitors are too good.
Yeah, the GLC, the new one, we had the 300. It was a great car. We have
Genesis
GV70 is going to be completely on a different level in terms of the material quality and material variety on the inside. Like I said, I know this is from prestige completely a step down, but the Lincoln Corsair actually is pretty nice now, and it's got a better interior than this BMW does. This BMW, it drives fine. I don't like, driving's good, but polarizing styling and especially a subpar interior and completely dysfunctional tech.
Even take out the dysfunctional tech. Pretend the tech works well.
Yeah, let's say it's a 2026 X3 when they hopefully have fixed this. Knocking on wood.
Still too many problems.
The interior is just not $70,000, I'm afraid. And it's just at that point where I'm like, just go over to Mercedes or go to
get a
Genesis.
24.
Or get a used X3 because it's actually going to be the better car.
Yeah, it looks better, functions better.
It's got better materials.
It'll be cheaper.
So, yeah, that's unfortunately this is a miss for me, the X3, the new one. And
hate to say it.
Yeah, I guess they can try again in 7 years when they get a new generation. Or if they want to refresh it in 3 years and actually put some luxury materials inside this.
I think you're going to see the value of the older models hold very well because of this. People are going to fluctuate to those.
It's just simple. Like, the entry-level BMW X1 should not be nicer than your X3.
I still love that car.
Yeah,
Everything about it.
Great car. Honestly, if you don't need the space, go for the X1. You save money and you have a nicer car.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand what happened here. If they just suddenly cutting budgets, but don't go down the road Mercedes went down a few years ago, BMW. Like, you've been really good. Don't mess it up, because Mercedes is kind of figuring themselves out.
They are.
So this can swap real quick. Anyhow, I think you should let us know what you think. Do you think the X3 is a miss, or would you still consider it? And do you think it looks like a capybara? That's the most important thing. And that is the 2025 BMW X3. Thank you for watching this video on JC Cars. Pure testosterone! Oh! What the f is this piece of shit?
If you guys like the video, don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe.
Should I just drive into a tree now, or?
And we'll see you next Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern for a whole lot more fun. Bye-bye.